Well, good morning, everyone. It is Alvie from Just Alvie News. Hope everybody's having a great day so far today. It's already starting to warm up outside. I'm sitting on Mom's porch. I got the fan blowing at the other end. Won't be able to stay out here too long. I know that because that'll definitely uh, squirrel. Definitely get hot pretty quick out here. What's up, Justin? Uh, So at heat index is going to be like over 100 again today. What's up, Sherry? I just wanted to come in and chat with you guys this morning before I get my day started. Uh, what's up, Tammy? Because it'll definitely be one of those days. What's up, James? Uh, what's up, Ann? Good morning, Terry. Good morning, Vanessa. Ooh, what's up, Glenda? Good morning, Gray. I need a shave. Yeah, look at it. I gotta go in and shave. Whatever it is, shows all my gray hair, and like that's how bad my chin used to be. How you doing, staying cool? I hope in this heat. I got to be very careful with the heat because back about 5 years ago, when I was having a lot of medical issues, I had a heat stroke, so I can't deal with the heat like I used to. What's up, Heather? What's up, Tina? What's up, Lisa? What's up, Renee? What's up, Cheryl? Uh, well, what up? What's up, Angel? Good morning, Jessica. What's up, Wendy? How are you today? Morning, Renee. What's up, Lisa? What's up, Chad? What's up, Janelle? How's my friend today? Well, I'll go ahead and I'll start talking what I want to talk about today. Uh, what's up, Misty? And of course, uh, that's Hunter Brittain. To me, June 23rd will forever be Hunter Brittain Day. Uh, of course, it was a year ago today that we found out that 17-year-old unarmed Hunter Brittain was shot and killed by former Lonoke County Sheriff Deputy Michael Davis. Of course, changed my profile picture. There's a balloon release today, by the way, at 5:30 at the cemetery where you seem to be having tech problems. Am I blurry this morning? I could be shaky. They're having a balloon release for him today at 5:30 at his grave site in El Paso. And as part of that awareness, I'm going to continue to remind people, go out and bat. Heather says if I'm freezing, click out and come back on and it fixes. As part of me remembering Hunter is reminding you who his killer is, and that's Michael Davis. Of course, when that happens, people will get negative about it because for some reason, when a police officer commits a crime, we're not supposed to show their face. We're not supposed to make a big deal out of it. I think some guy said it was called stirring the pot. Well, I got news for all of you. If showing Michael Davis's face and reminding you he's a killer is stirring the pot, count me in. What gets me? The same people that'll question, well, and when I say me, I mean other social media outlets as well, that will continue to draw attention to the injustice that was done by that Lonoke County Sheriff's Office. They will also be the ones that would have me blast suspects in other crimes with no problem. And that wouldn't be considered stirring the pot. But since Michael Davis was a cop, it's called stirring the pot. This case was one of the first cases that I really and truly started digging into and doing news. So that's given me a very unique perspective because I've had dealings with this in public reaction of calling out the coward, and he was a coward. Good morning, Michael Davis, and everything that he's done. And I seen all the hate coming my way, and to the hate coming for everyone else's. At the same time, as I was covering other murder trials, those same people who's telling me I should wait, when it came to Hunter's killer, was all about blasting those suspects in the other crimes. And that's what we got to overcome. Jessica said, was there an actual reason he did it? According to him, it depends. On the body camera, he kept asking, why was he reaching for the oil can? Why was he reaching for the oil can? Why was he reaching for an oil can? In his statement he gave to the state police, he said Hunter kept reaching into the back of the truck. In court, we hear for the first time that he thought Hunter had a gun. That's the first time a gun was ever mentioned. His story never added up. Even when he has served his warrant, his custody papers says unsupervised custody. Of course, he was convicted of negligent homicide, which is a misdemeanor in our state. You would get more time in jail if you got pulled over with an ounce of weed. Now, if y'all don't know what an ounce of weed is, that's probably maybe a week supply, maybe a 2-week supply of marijuana for your average user, maybe even a month supply. It's not a whole lot. It'll fit in a Ziploc bag. And you will get more time in jail than Michael Davis will get for murder. Now, I want to remind you guys that murder is actually illegal. Murder is actually a legal term. And he wasn't convicted of murder. He was convicted of negligent homicide. There was no reason for him to die. The witnesses' stories don't match Davis's. So today, as we remember Hunter Brittain, we're going to remember Michael Davis too. Someone says that I was putting a target on the man's back. Putting a target on the man's back. The dude's family and friends got escorted out of the courtroom by Arkansas State Police to their vehicles during court, though there was never any threats made against them. They allowed him to wear his own clothes into his hearing. He got every benefit afforded to him. The problem with our justice system is that this dude can not only own a gun again, he can be a police officer again. And more than likely he will. Now there's talk about his medication, and that's his reason. Anyone that watches me knows me. I'm big on mental health. Michael Davis and I, according to testimony, share one of the same conditions. That's attention deficit disorder, which brings on anxiety. According to Davis's testimony, his medication was lost or stolen 14 days before. So here a guy with anxiety issues and attention deficit disorders issues who was unmedicated. Lonoke County knew his unmedicated. Sheriff John Staley knew his unmedicated. That allowed him to work patrol with a gun. You have to wonder, had Michael Davis been on his medication, would he have responded and reacted the same way? I hated it when they brought it up because I'm an advocate of making mental health normal and letting people to know we can function and we can have real jobs and do the right thing. But with that, we have a responsibility to take care of ourselves. I couldn't be a police officer. I couldn't. A, I'd be a bad cop because I wouldn't follow the rules. B, my anxiety, my ability to forget and like twist. How many times did I say squirrel on there? That's due to my attention deficit disorder, which Michael Davis had. I don't know how you run out of your prescriptions 15 days in. I know how people in our neighborhood run out of prescriptions of Adderall, aka legal meth, as some of you like to refer to it, in 15 days. It is a prescription that they won't refill for you if you lose or if it gets stolen. But I think there was more to that, because I sat through that trial. Lonoke County Sheriff's Office needs a revamp. Angel, I personally believe he overtook his medication and ran out. That's what I believe. In court, he testified he only needed his medication to do paperwork, which completely blew my mind so much that I not only had to ask my therapist about it, I made sure to ask my psychologist about it as well. Because in all my years of having ADHD, no one ever told me it was for a specific thing. But I had to have it for this. In fact, as what I've learned through my recovery journey, no, it's not how Adderall works at all, Lisa. You and I know that. Through my recovery journey, what I have learned is those of us who are addicts. Hi, I'm Alvie. I'm a recovered addict. I'm over 5 years off of my drug of choice. That is reasons addicts take drugs. Well, I needed to clean my house. So in order to focus on cleaning my house is when I did this. We used the drug to accomplish a task and not to get better. And of course, Davis testified to that in court, to that's what he did. And I'll never forget Davis bawling like a baby over his dead dog. sincere. I mean, that's sincere tears on that witness stand. And then when it come to him killing Hunter, it was fake tears. You could tell there was a incredibly difference. Now, had he cried over Hunter first, and then they brought up his dog, and he would have had a reaction, you'd be like, okay, that's carryover. But he squalled like he lost a baby when it come to his canine dog. When it got to Hunter, it was fake tears. There really wasn't any remorse there. I promised Hunter's family, and I promised Hunter, I will make sure no one forgets Hunter Brittain, and I will make sure no one forgets the coward, Michael Davis, Hunter's killer. If that's stirring the pot, I'm stirring it. I can only think if it was you or me or my niece or nephew with our hands in back of that truck and a police officer saying, show me your hands, and then you bring up your hands and you get shot. Of course, we won't know what really happened because Michael Davis didn't turn on his body camera until after he killed Hunter. As I sit here and I read comments for people that are feeling bad for Michael Davis, feel bad for him another day. Today is Hunter Brittain's day. Today is Jordan's day. Jordan watched police officers kill his best friends. Today is Landon's day. Landon heard the gunshot and watched his best friend bleed. Jordan sat in back of the police car and watched his best friend, his lifelong best friend, bleed to death. Yes, myself and others have to learn to forgive Michael Davis. But I'll never forget, and I will not let anyone else forget. He hasn't asked for forgiveness. He hasn't showed remorse for his actions. So our challenge there is learning to give forgiveness to someone who hasn't asked. And it's tough. But I'll keep blasting his face. And I'll keep reminding people he's a killer. Because he is. He's a killer. He can never unwear that title. He's a bad cop and a killer. Michael Davis earned that title. He and Amber Heard must have had the same acting coach. His was pretty bad. Shane says, love you, brother. Appreciate you doing what you're doing. Hunter was a great person fighting to get him justice. Cheryl says, I got bad anxiety. If I don't take medicine, I couldn't go nowhere. I can't even answer the door. Panic, nightmare. I got chronic pain, PTSD. I hear sad news is cry over everything. I'm right there with you this week, Cheryl. I'm not going to stop staring. Will Ben Crump do the civil trial out? Yes. And you know, Hunter's family is going to get backlash for that. Michael Davis's supporters have already proven that. I had the pleasure of meeting Ben Crump and a couple of other members of the civil team. during the trial. I hope to interview them soon. Ben Trump did release a statement on his official page today in regards to Hunter Brittain. So, we know the civil trial is coming. So I'm going to keep bringing it up because I know there's a lot of people that just don't like Ben Crump. And that's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to agree with every case he's been on. But he is good at getting justice in cases like this. The ultimate goal of the family was that Michael Davis was to never to own a gun. They even agreed to let him walk free on probation if he couldn't own a gun. But the justice system couldn't do that for them. So, when the justice system doesn't handle criminals the way they should be, that becomes mine and your responsibility. Number one, we have civil litigation. In the court case, evidence was presented by both the prosecution and the defense that completely showed the negligence going on within the Lonoke County Sheriff's Department. There needs to be civil litigation to that. Sheriff Staley won his Republican primary again, which blows my mind. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I hope Hunter Brittain's family sues Staley, the sheriff's office, the county, and Davis until it puts them all in bankruptcy. Because there's no dollar amount that will bring Hunter back. Hunter was on his way to the Army. He's just a kid. Michael Davis was a grown man. John Staley was a grown man. The people that run Lonoke County was grown men. They have the full force of the government on their side. Hunter Brittain only has us. Angel says it right. For those of you crying over Michael Davis, save your tears for another day, because today belongs to Brittains. No, he has not showed any remorse whatsoever. He didn't even have the decency to say anything to Hunter's family. No, he didn't. Now, I will tell you guys this. If I was Davis's lawyer, I would instruct him not to say anything to Hunter's family. I would instruct him not to apologize. Can't say that's why he's doing it, but if I was his attorney, that's what I'd instruct him to do. And to after the appeal in the civil case. I think if the sheriff's office would have been more transparent, that if they would have come clean, that if action would have been taken without pressure from friends and family, an apology issued, you and me probably wouldn't even be having the type of conversation we're having right now. All Granny Beck ever wanted was Michael Davis not to be able to own a gun again. And our justice system couldn't even give her that. I'm reading some of y'all's comments. He should never own a gun, and he should never be allowed to be a public servant of any sort, not an officer nor firefighter EMS. But he can. Lisa says Staley is guilty as Davis. Staley is absolutely as guilty as Davis. Anything that happens in that sheriff's department belongs to Staley. Staley knew his unmedicated. Staley knew the body cameras wouldn't last 12 hours. Staley knew the training wasn't up to date. So you're absolutely right. Angel says, when you get a chance, maybe you can check our page, Robbie Taylor, information to see how the complete lack of care on the loss of innocent children lives in Arkansas been handled. Angel, send me a message so I won't forget. Lee says, I so wish I could give Granny Beck a hug. Yeah, it's been a hard year for Granny Beck. She lost her husband, Richard, just a few weeks after the trial. She still got Hunter's dog. Angel says the complete lack of communication between law enforcement and the general public allows for speculations. This is what happens. People allow rumors to swirl out of control. Absolutely. Diane says today is for the Brittain family and Hunter's memory. Thank you, Alvie. And he should never own a gun. The entire county department is guilty. Yes, they are. Now, I wish that when the lawsuits took place, that the taxpayers of Lonoke County wouldn't be the ones that do that have to pay that. But you will be, Lonoke. You will financially pay Lonoke for what Sheriff Staley allowed to happen under his watch. The citizens of Lonoke will pay. Now, the reason I point that out is that's one of the things that we need to change in order to overcome police misconduct. You see, if the police union had to pay, or Staley had to pay, or it come out of the police pension, if it financially impacted them some way, maybe then, before they gun an innocent 17-year-old down, that they'll think, hey, if I shoot this guy, I'm about to lose $100,000 out of my pension. Maybe then they would think before they shoot. Jessica says, my thought on anyone who takes a life like Davis did Hunter should have the same thing done to them. I'm sorry I feel this way and deal with the same thing. My son's dad was killed 1 month and 2 days before he was born. Oh, I'm so sorry. Kayla goes, Staley is a coward. I don't see how anyone could vote for him. Clearly, Lonoke is where I would want to live or even be. What's up, Charla? I don't understand what's Lonoke. Jimmy Cavan, though him and I disagree on a lot of things, but we agree on a huge amount. He has did an incredible job of exposing the corruption of Sheriff Staley and within that department. I mean, just unreal. But yet, Staley still won the primary. So whose fault is it really? We keep electing these people. Angel says it took Hunter's innocent life being taken for the public to finally change their votes to get something done with the way LC is handling policing in America. It does need to be exposed. And you know, y'all say this, it's election time. I challenge you guys to go to campaign rallies and ask anyone running for office, do they support a law like Hunter's law? A law that would require police officers in Arkansas to turn their body cameras on while on duty. 18.5 seconds. 18.5 seconds is what it took for Davis to call in a traffic stop, turn on these blue lights, whip in behind Hunter and Jordan, pick up his portable radio that had fallen on the floor, jump out of the car, give verbal orders, and then shoot and kill Hunter Brittain. 18.5 seconds. I spend twice that telling you hi and good morning before I get started. 30 seconds is about what I spend saying, hey, this is Alvie from Just Alvie News. I want to tell you guys good morning. I'll wait for you guys to come on. It takes about 30 seconds. But yet in 18.5 seconds, Davis was able to call in a traffic stop, pick up his radio, turn into Mahoney's, jump out of his car, give verbal warnings, and shoot and kill in 18.5 seconds. We will truly never know every detail because he didn't have his body camera on until after he shot the 17-year-old. And that's just a shame. I want y'all to see what y'all can accomplish in 18.5 seconds. I want you to see if you could be stopped behind a vehicle, about to put it in park, throw it in drive, call in the stop, whip in behind a vehicle, reach down in the floorboard, get your other radio, jump out of your vehicle, give verbal commands, shoot somebody, back up, then turn on your body camera in 18.5 seconds. 18.5 seconds. So you're damn right. I'm going to keep stirring the pot. I will never let anyone forget 17-year-old Hunter Brittain. I will also never let anyone forget his killer. His killer was a Lonoke County Sheriff's deputy, Michael Davis. His killer worked for a corrupt sheriff, Sheriff John Staley. They both worked for a corrupt county, Lonoke County. That is a story. That is the pot. And that is what I'm stirring. So if you're coming to my page today to give any sympathy for Davis, I'm going to fight you back. Today's not the day. Davis's day was the day he got found guilty, and he got to walk out of court and go home. Davis's day is he got to spend Christmas with his family. Davis's day is that he got to see another birthday. Davis's day is that he'll get to see his new kid born. Davis's day is that he can still walk into Walmart and buy a firearm. Davis had his day. Today is Hunter's day. And you can't remember Hunter without remembering his killer. Sheriff Staley, I know you watch me. Michael Davis, I know you watch me. You too have caused feelings in me that I don't like. It's something I have to pray about. John Staley, dude, I wish you would do the right thing and just resign. Because we're going to catch you. Eventually, all this crap, all this evidence that we keep putting together, we're going to get people to listen. We're going to get the right ones. You can line up your legions like your Jimmy McGills to use their platforms to back you up. You can keep volunteering to be part of all these sheriff's programs. In fact, next year, if you're part of these sheriff's programs, it will be my goal to go after the sheriff's programs, to ask them why they would let a corrupt sheriff like you, and you are corrupt, John. You know you are. Yes, I can look you right in the face, not even scared of a lawsuit, because you know if you ever took me to court for saying what I'm saying, because people have warned me about that. So I challenged John Staley to take me to court. That way him and I both can get on the witness stand. But John, why don't you just wrap it up, man? Why don't you go turn in your resignation? We've had enough. It's a shame that it took the death, the killing, the murder of an unarmed 17-year-old to get the world watching. But we are watching, Sheriff Staley. You know, and as mean as y'all like to try to make out some of us to be, I don't think any of us have published your personal cell phone number, though we have it. We haven't went to the same attacks that you and former Little Rock Police Chief Keith Humphreys had. Do y'all actually have a paid platform? Y'all get paid to defend yourself. Staley will be part of the civil trial. They are going to sue him, for sure. So Staley, I realize you probably can't resign because of that civil case. My hope would be, as part of the settlement that you, Hunter's family, got, is that you'd have a forced resignation. Nick says, Alvie, you might have a judge in his pocket. There's definitely a couple of judges up in Lone Oak County. Was not Barbara Elmore. Judge Elmore is the one that handled the case. So I'm not including her on this one. There are a couple of judges up in Lone Oak. That, to me, just as bad as Staley. They're not above the law either. And you're right, they're ruthless. So that's what I got to say about that. So Staley, I know you won't reply. And unlike Jimmy, I don't have the patience to call you and do an interview with you on the phone. Because I'd probably lose my cool on you. I avoided some of your campaign rallies. One, I knew you'd be hesitant to call on me. 2, I know my anger would have did more harm to the question than good. So all of us that's working in the social media news world, we're all doing our part. Shout out to Jimmy Cavan for him to continue to expose the corruption. Me, I'm on Hunter's side. To me, it's about Hunter. That's what it's about. So today at 5:30 in El Paso, Arkansas, they will be doing a balloon release for Hunter. If you're not able to make it, ask you to light a candle or release a balloon for him today. I know Lisa's planting flowers on behalf of Hunter. Hunter's Granny Beck is looking for painted rocks in his name or whatever. We actually got a rock garden down at the crossing at Angel Court. If some of you would like to paint rocks in honor of Hunter and place them down at our local park at East End, feel free to do that. But I ask you today to say a prayer for Hunter's family and his friends. As there's no doubt it'll be one of the most emotional days of the year. To Granny Beck, to Charlie, to Mystic, to Jennifer, to Uncle Jesse, to Jordan, to Landon, to the rest of the Brittain family and friends. I love you guys. I will be praying for you guys. I think about you often. I'm sorry I had to meet you this way, but I will stand here and still give you my word. I will never, ever, ever let people forget what Michael Davis did to Hunter Brittain. Y'all light a candle or release a balloon or plant a flower or paint a rock today in Hunter's honor, because today it's about Hunter. This is Alvie from Just Alvie News, reminding you to always make good choices.